Party people. Hi. What's going on? Happy Monday, friends. I hope you guys are doing really well. I'm super excited to kick off December Daily season the right way. So we're going to do some prep pages today. And this is going to be the first time I've done anything like this live. So we're going to see how it goes. I'm just pulling up my comments on my other screen, which is why you see me looking at a bunch of other things. We're going to see how it goes. It could be a disaster. I have no idea what's going to happen. It could go really well. We could make a lot of things, or I can make one thing, call it a win, and let it go. So we're gonna take it easy. So happy Monday. Oh my God, there's so many of you here already. Essie! Oh my God, my Australian friend's here. Essie Ruth is one of my favorite people, you guys, and I'm so happy she's here. So hello from across the pond. And hello to everybody else who's here. I see Mary's here, and Mary Ivy's here, and Amber. And all right, guys, let's get started. So let's just quickly. All right, so we are here. I am in the box, and I remembered. Can I turn up my volume? Let's see. I think it's all the way up, but we shall see. Hold on. I think it's all the way up. Let me know if you guys need me to be louder. I'll see what I can do. But the volume's all the way up. I'm turning my mic so it's closer to me. But just let me know in the comments if it's hi, Carol. Okay, good. Okay, yeah. Well, no, we're making disasters, you guys. And you guys are giving me way too much credit if you say that it's never a disaster, because there's so many new people here. Oh, this makes me so happy. Hello, new friends. My name is Tashiana. Welcome to Precisely Tashi. We are making December Daily stuff today. So, first thing we're gonna do. I don't know why I'm doing this straight out the gate, you guys. I probably should do something I'm more comfortable with in the beginning, but we're stamping straight out the gate. We're doing it. We keep it fast and loose over here in Tashi headquarters. So we're stamping straight out the gate. So this is going to be my day 12 story. And if you guys took the prep party with me, you guys might know that my favorite thing to do on day 12 is document my holiday playlist. So that's what we're doing. I got these really fun dies from Hero Arts. Also, you guys, I went in and I tried to link as many things as I could in the description box before the live. So you might find that there are a bunch of things linked there if you're interested in something I'm using. So check there first before you ask me. And if it's still not there, then let me know. But I got these really fun door dies from Hero Arts. So I was thinking I would use this for my day 12 story, which again is always my holiday playlist. So, oh, April, that's wild that you have no numbers. I mean, I guess it makes sense since this is your, if this is the right April, because I don't remember, but I think this is your first time doing this project. So it does make sense that you don't have like a ridiculous number stash like some of us who've been doing this for quite some time have. But I have so many numbers. Oh yeah, Mary, this die set is a die set after my own heart because the doors. All right, so plan. 6 of these doors fit on this. So we are going to do the thing. I'm going to stamp. I'm probably going to regret this. Oh, Mary, you went all in. I just got the rectangles, but Joshua, can you pass me my Misty? So I'm trying to decide if the best thing to do would be to die cut, then stamp. Actually, I think the best thing to do would be to die cut, then stamp. All right, so we're going to die cut, then stamp. So I'm going to put all these dies right back. Yeah, so April, I thought this was your first year. So it does make sense that you don't have the number stash that a lot of us do. Like I've said, this is my 5th year doing this project. So my number stash is wild. Oh my Lord. Okay. The avalanche is starting early. All right, we're starting early with throwing everything all over the place. I needed something to have my comments on so I can see what you guys are doing. Essie, Joshua, Essie says hi. Mr. Tashi is sitting right next to me. He says hi. I don't know if you guys can hear him. But Mr. Tashi says hello. He's the best. Yes. My husband does know what the Misty is. Yes, you're right. I said, pass me the Misty, and he got me the Misty. That's how you know I've trained the crafty husband, and he knew which Misty I needed, because I have 2 different Misties. I lied. He passed me the wrong Misty. I need the bigger Misty. Okay, never mind. I take back some of the credit. He passed me the wrong Misty. But he has since fixed it and passed me the other Misty. Yes, Joshua is the best craft husband, you guys. I win. In the craft husband lottery. I have won. All right, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to use my T-square to kind of make sure that these doors are down semi-straight. Because this will make me sad if I go through all of this and the doors are not straight. So I'm just using a little bit of purple tape to help me put these doors down. And then I will talk. But this is one of those things that I can't talk and do. Like, I can't walk and chew gum. I can't talk there. Aussie Homeschool Adventures. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. All of my lives are always saved to YouTube, so you can watch whatever you miss. They go up on my channel like the next day, so everything is saved here if you miss something. So I hope that answers your question. I hope that helps. Mr. Tashi, the people want another voiceover. All right, I'll convince him to do it. You know what? If I thought about it, we could have done it for my birthday. My birthday's Wednesday, and I didn't think about it. If I had thought about it, I should have asked him to do it for Wednesday, but I didn't think about it. But we'll do one for Christmas. Maybe I'll let him voice over one of my December daily process videos. Mr. Tashi, the people have spoken. They want another cameo, okay? Okay, he says, so that sounds like a yes. So we're going to call that a yes because he just said, So someone was asking about numbers. Are we asking about number stamps or number dies? Because as far as number stamps go, I have these giant number stamps from Paper Person. And my affiliate link for Paper Person is linked in the description box. So if you do decide to shop that link, then you do support me, which I always appreciate. But my link to Paper Person is linked there. Carrie Bradford has a ridiculous number stamps. If you're looking for number dies, the stamp market has really... Oh, I need my Gemini plates. Where are they? Where are my Gemini plates? Oh, they're there. If you're looking for number dies, the stamp market has really good number dies. So yeah, so those are options. But my favorite number stamps right now are somewhere between Carrie Bradford and... You guys, I did not come prepared today. My Gemini is not plugged in. Mr. Tashi, I might need help. Okay, entertain yourself. We're gonna just switch screens for a little bit. I'm switching to the end screen. It's not that I've ended, it's just that I have to go do something. So just entertain yourself for like 5 seconds while I go plug in my Gemini, because I'm not prepared today.
Where's your plug?
I don't know where it is. Oh, it's right there.
You even have the plug.
No, it's right there. Okay, Mr. Tashi has saved the day. And my Gemini's plugged in. Okay, we're back. We're back. Sorry, that was just a tiny intermission while I fiddled with my machine. But Mr. Tashi has saved the day. My Gemini is back on. And we're going to die cut these doors. Do you like how I give you guys instructions? It's like entertain yourselves while I go do stuff that I should have done in advance. People wanted to see my Gemini during the prep party, so I plugged it out so I could show it to like the people who wanted to see it, and then I forgot to plug it back in. So there we go. All right. So now, oh, this first one didn't cut. Did all of them not cut? This first one didn't cut. Did it cut? This first one didn't cut all the way. I'm going to run this through again because this first one didn't cut all the way. So I'm just going to run it through again before I lift the doors off to make sure that they cut okay. Actually, Ro, I do think you're the only person who uses the same numbers. I like having different numbers. I don't know. Something about the mix of texture is my thing. Okay, there we go. Now the doors have cut. I like the mix of numbers, which is why if you came to the prep party, you saw my number organization system. I like having my numbers mixed up. All right, so here we go. We're gonna pop all these dies off, rescue them from the purple tape, and we're gonna cut. So we're cutting 2 pages of these because I'm documenting 12 songs. And what I did with this was I didn't really pay attention to where the door is on purpose because I wanted them to be a mix of different directions where the door actually works. So there we go. So here I have my 6 doors. I'm gonna quickly go in and do this again. Now these door dies are like the most ridiculous thing in the entire world because last year I did this, I used numbers. Last year I did this, I made a cut file and I made this like way hard. And this year I'm like, making it much easier. And using these little die things. Because if someone invented this, I might as well use it. So we're talking about numbers. I struggle with things that look similar. And that's just me. I like having the mix. Like I like having that. I don't know. My albums are so playful that I think having all of the same number I would struggle with personally. But I've also seen people who do like crazy things with like similar numbers and stuff. I say that scrapbooking is a personal, and I always say this, scrapbooking is a personal choice. And so you do what feels good for you. And so if you like doing all of the same numbers, then do all the same numbers. Oh, I'm missing comments. Jess, this is a Hero Arts door die. It's already linked in the description box. I went in before the video and linked all of the things that I was sure that I was using. And I was pretty sure I was using these door dies. So they're linked at Simon Says Stamp, and they're also linked at scrapbook.com. Also, I know I need to say this more often. All the links in my description box are affiliate links. So if you use those, you are supporting me and my crafty endeavors. I keep forgetting to do a proper disclosure. So here's me doing it at the top so I don't forget later. All right. So we're cutting 2 pages of these. And I will tell you guys, this is the least crafty thing we're doing all night. After this, the rest of the night we're getting messy. I'm pulling out alcohol inks for one of these projects. We're getting really messy the rest of the night. All right, I'm gonna cut this one more time. My Gemini plate has seriously warped because I didn't follow instructions. Jennifer McGuire says you should rotate your plate, and I don't pay attention, and I didn't rotate my plates, and now my plates are super warped. And now I gotta go get more cutting plates. And scrapbook.com released that magic mat, and they released it while I was working, so I missed out on it. And it's sold out. So I gotta wait till they restock it. I'm really interested in this magic mat. All right, there we go. So I have my doors, and I gotta just get all this purple tape off. And then we're gonna stamp, and pretty much that is it for getting ready for this page. I'm just gonna stamp 1 through 12 on this, and that's like the whole page ready. I always do some sort of flip up element for my holiday playlist. So I figured just going through and doing this was enough of like a prep thing. And it's a really easy page to warm up with. This is my warm up page because everything I do after this is not, like nothing I do after this is easy. I'm going to be making some alcohol ink trees. I'm going to be making a mini album. I'm going to be doing a bunch of other stuff. Oh, Mary Ivy, that's great that you're ink smishing. I love ink smishing because it's so, what's up, Josh? Okay. I like ink smishing because it's so organic. And it's one of those things that there's no wrong way to do it. It's like one of those things that you just do, right? There's no right or wrong way to ink smush. You just ink smush. So that's why I like it so much. And that's why I enjoyed making Crystal do it. I'm not really decorating, Mary. I'm just stamping numbers on it. But I wanted to do the die cutting first because that's going to help me figure out where the numbers go. The numbers are going to overlap. Like, these numbers are huge, so they're not going to directly fit on the doors. Like, I know that they're not going to fit on the doors exactly. So they're going to overlap, but it'll be easier for me to figure out where to put them if I know where the doors are. Which is why I'm putting it in my Misty, because it'll stay flat that way. So we're going to put it in the Misty, just taking all the tape off. So Pam, scrapbook.com released a product called a Magic Mat, and it's a universal replacement for cutting plates. It's a self-healing mat that you put in a die cutting machine. And I missed out on it, and it made me really sad. I was really sad that I missed it. Because it came out while I was at work, and it sold out in like an hour. Alright, so here we go. I got my Misty, which you guys are probably used to seeing. My Misty is so grungy and sad. Did I say alcohol ink trees? I am making alcohol. Yes, I did say alcohol ink trees. We're going to be making alcohol ink triangles that we're going to cut into trees. It's going to be a thing. You'll see. It'll be a thing. All right. So here we go. I have my thing. We're going to put it in here. And I have started putting my, see, even with my ruler, one of my doors aren't straight. One of my dies didn't go down straight. That's the worst. I learned from watching card makers to put, this is the best hack ever, to put a sheet, like a piece of like a cutting mat from like a silhouette or something in my stamping tool to hold my pages down. And it is what's the word? Life-changing. It's life-changing. All right. So we are going to put all odd numbers on this side. And Mary, you were asking why I cut then decorate. I hope this is answering that question. Because I'm going to have to like really fiddle with these so they all fit. So I hope that's answering that question about why I cut then decorate. So there we go. All right, you know what? I'm going to put this 3 here. I think I'm going to put this 5 here because I really want to make sure I give myself space for the 11. So there we go. I got 1 through 9 on the thing. Oh, my glue bottle, you guys, look, this is it's disgusting. I'm almost ashamed of it. It's disgusting. Hi, Millie. Hello, welcome. And Etienne, hey, what's up? Welcome. All right, so there we go. I've gotten 1 through 9 on this. And then I'll just go in and add the 11. And then we'll do the even numbers on the other side. And again, this is like my favorite thing to do when doing something like this is just mix and match where the numbers go. I like the random nature of this. This is probably making someone watching it like completely hyperventilate that my numbers aren't in order. I like the random nature of it. Now these are brand new stamps, so I'm just gonna like rub them with my finger and try to take some of that, you know, new stamp coating off. And the other advantage of doing this on my Misty is I can stamp all these numbers at once because I 100% believe in working smart, not working hard. I don't like working hard. I am lazy. So, gonna ink up a bunch of these numbers at once. And all the colors I'm using, again, linked in the description box. These are all Catherine Pooler inks. And they're all linked below. So, oh, Joshua, you know what I need? That dry erase thingy, that green dry erase thing. Can I have it? That, yep, thank you. All right, so we're gonna close this and we're gonna stamp. Oh, wait, we're not actually because my magnet's in the way. Go there. There we go. Another trick I learned from watching Jennifer McGuire is to use a dry erase, like a dry eraser, to help you stamp with your stamping tool. So another thing I learned from Jennifer McGuire. All right, that probably needs to be stamped like 3 more times to get even ink coverage. Now you'll see that I was a little overzealous and I got red in my green and I got green in my red. Those are things that don't bother me so much, I guess. And that's because I'm not a tidy scrapbooker. So like little things like inks bleeding because I was just a little overzealous aren't things that really get to me. Now, again, these are brand new stamps, so they're going to probably need to be stamped like 3 times before I get a good ink coverage. Now, because I die cut before I stamp, when I stamp over the cut lines, we'll see what happens. We'll see if by stamping it a few times I can get it to fill in. There we go. Okay, I think one more and we'll be good. I think one more with this, one more layer will really fill these out. And then we'll do the 11 and then we'll move on to the even numbers. Which one's this one's red? All right, so there we go. We got that. And people, I get asked about like ink brands all the time. I really like the Catherine Pooler inks. I recently started collecting these, and I am a collector at heart. So I recently started collecting these. I'm slowly building my collection of them because buying inks is just like whatever. They're expensive. I now have like, I want to say almost 2 dozen of them, and I'm a big fan of them. They have really good color coverage. I really like the color palette. I'm a big fan. All right, let's see. Yep, that looks, something about this 9 right here just won't stamp. Go down. Okay, and then I'm gonna stamp the 11. So let's take, I'm just gonna wipe this because I don't know if there's extra red on this. So we're gonna wipe this off. The one, you know, my least favorite thing about reds is that they stain everything that they come in contact with. I like hate that. That red inks literally stain everything that they come in contact with. It's the saddest thing about them. All right, so we're gonna put this one right here. And we're gonna stamp it in green. Let's pick that up. Oh, there was still red ink on that. Well, the green will cover it, but there was totally still red ink on that. So the dry erase ink tip is not something that I came up with. Jennifer McGuire, who is the queen of like hacks, this is 100% her hack. But I have like really bad wrists from carpal tunnel and having surgery on my wrists and stuff. So things that make like repetitive motions for me easier are 100% things that I'm about. So, all right, so we're just gonna stamp that second one, and then that will be all the odd numbers done. I haven't decided if I'm going to go in and put the outline on them. I think I kind of like them without the outline. Like when I first was thinking about doing this page, I thought about putting the black outline on top of it. But I don't know. All right, you guys will help me decide. Okay. You guys will help me decide if it needs the black outline. That's what we'll do. While I finish stamping this one, you guys will help me decide if it needs a black outline. I don't know if I think it needs it yet. I haven't decided, but we'll see. Okay, perfect. That looks pretty good to me. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this out of here. Oh, I have ink all over my fingers already. I'm gonna go ahead and take this off the mat. Off the sticky mat. Get off of the mat. Yeah, I'm leaning towards doing it without the outline also, which is why I'm taking it out of the mat. There we go. So that's what this is going to look like. So I will attach it into what I will do is I will take a strip of cardstock and tape it on this free edge. That's why I left myself a free edge. And that is how it's going to go into the book. And then when it's, you know, when it's time to document my holiday playlist, you'll lift this up and there will be like different albums, songs. I haven't decided what I'm doing yet. So I'm going to take a minute and, oh, falafel. Can you wipe my chamois? Please. Thank you. All right, so there we go. That 9 is really bugging me. I don't know why that 9 wouldn't fill in, but I already took it off my mat and I don't want to try. Ugh. Do I want to try filling in that 9? I don't want to try filling in that 9. I feel like, okay, fine. I will try it. The 5, the 7, and the 9. Oh, okay. I will try that too. Essie and Tori, that's a good idea. I'm going to try that. So Essie and Tori were suggesting just doing the outline on like one number in each row. So I'm going to try that. Essie, no agonizing in the live. I agonize enough for all of us. So no agonizing in the live. We're not doing that. So I'm wiping all the extra ink. Also, we talked about my microfiber towel the last time, and I said I was going to get rid of this one, and I haven't. I need to replace my microfiber towel so badly. It is so filthy. It's just gross. Thank you. Actually, Tori, you know what? That's a good idea. I might do that too. Tori's recommending that I just throw an embellishment over that when I do it for the month. And that's probably going to be what I do because I'm not trying to stamp over that again. And hopefully when I go to do the 6, it behaves. So, all right. So that's how I clean my stamps. I first take my microfiber towel. I wipe off the excess ink. And then I take a damp stamp chamois. And then I wipe it. And then I go in with my microfiber towel again. And clean off all the water. And that's how I clean my stamps. Now, this is also what I mean about red inks being the devil. Is they stain everything they touch. So that's just the downside of using red inks is they literally stain everything they come in contact with. When I had red hair for a little bit. I've had hair that was every color under the sun, you guys. When I had red hair, my red hair dye literally was the worst thing ever. And I've had red hair, I've had green hair, I've had blue hair. None of my hair colors were as obnoxious as the red. It was literally the devil. All right, so I have the outline set to match these numbers. In my head, I'm just gonna have to get really close to the camera for a little bit, and hopefully line them up. Okay. So we'll see. We'll see if I line these up. I'm starting to mess with my hair because I'm getting a little bit stressed out. This kind of work is hard for me. This kind of detail work, it's like, oh, Tashi, please put these down straight. And actually, it's okay if they don't perfectly line up. That's okay too. All right, and I'm gonna go in with my VersaFine Claire black pigment ink in Nocturne. So there we go. And we're gonna stamp this in. This is my favorite black ink. I get asked all the time, my favorite black ink. VersaFine, Claire, and Nocturne, favorite black ink. All right, you guys, we're going for it. Let's just see. We're going to go for it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It might be great. Oh, that's so great. Where's Tori? Tori, you brilliant human. This is so wonderful. Tori and Essie, I could literally kiss you. This is great. This is wonderful. Thank you so much for recommending I do this. This is great. All right. Ah! Almost dropped my door. Okay. You guys, that worked so well. Yay! That was such a good idea. That was such a good idea, you guys. Thank you for recommending that, Tori and Essie. This is why scrapbooking live's the best. I wish we could all scrapbook together all the time. I do my best work when I have people with me. Jess will tell you, I made my first Christmas cards ever. Well, my first cards, period. I made my first cards ever while I was video chatting with her. And I had so much anxiety the entire time. And she was talking me off the ledge. She was like, Tashiana, you're fine. Tashiana, you're fine. And I was literally freaking out. And then she talked me down. And I feel like I made pretty decent Christmas cards. So clearly, I do my best work when I have someone telling me that I do my best work. So I should scrapbook live all the time. That's what I should do all the time. Okay, there we go. Yes, now we get to do it all over again. And that will be for day 12. So when I know I talked a lot about how I don't do foundation pages. If I'm doing foundation pages, this is the stuff I'm doing. Oh, I just got black ink all over this. How did I do that? How did I get black ink everywhere? I think I have black ink on my fingers. So if I am doing foundation pages, this is the kind of stuff I'm doing. This stamping, crafty stuff that I'm not gonna. I have a sand eraser. I don't know if I'm on in frame. I have a sand eraser that I bought just for things like this, for when I get ink everywhere, and it doesn't completely take it off, but it makes it a lot less offensive. So I'm just trying to sand down some of this black that I got where it didn't belong. All right, wonderful. Now let's do the even side. So that's the odd numbers done. I think that's gonna look so good when it gets in the album. I'm gonna put this aside and we're gonna do the even numbers. what side do I want to work on? Okay, this is the back side, obviously. So, do I want this to be the top? No, I think I want this one to be the bottom because it's the top on the other side. All right, so this is the side that we're working on. So I'm going to pop this in here and put a magnet on it. All right, put a magnet on it. Where are my stamps? So, and again, the colors I'm using are linked in the description box. I'm using Polished, Deck the Halls, Green Tea, and Rouge. I'm doing red, green, and a little bit of coral. Because that's what I call the Christmas rainbow. I really probably should. Oh, I have ink all over my fingers. That's the problem. That's what I call the Christmas rainbow. It's what I did on a card I made. Where's the card? Yeah, it's the color scheme that I did on this particular card, and this is what I'm considering the Christmas rainbow. So this is probably what's going to be all over my December daily album, is this red to coral to green hybrid. It's going to be all over my December daily album, and maybe a pop of blue every now and then. Because navy, I like navy for Christmas also. All right, evens. I think I'm going to put the 12 down here. So probably put the 2 up there since the 12 is going to go down there. Okay, so there's 2, 4, no, 2, 4. This is going to be interesting trying to fit all these in here. 6, Heba, hey, 2, 4, 6, Heba, we're doing December daily stuff. I hope that doesn't completely grind your gears, but that's what we're working on. We're doing December daily. I have to make sure I have enough room. There's 2 double-digit evens. So I got to make sure I have enough room to fit. All right, so the evens page is going to get a little tight. I can tell. If I put the 2 here, do the 6 sideways. So if I do the 2 there, do the 6 sideways, move the 10 up, do the 4 sideways, do the 8 sideways. I should have enough room. You know what? I'm going to do the 12. Okay, I have enough room to do the 12. Okay, perfect. This is very nerve-wracking. I will say. It's very nerve-wracking trying to fit all of these giant numbers on this tiny page. All right, I'm pretty sure I have enough room to do the 12 after I do this. So we're going to... What? Get out of here. Okay. We're going to do that. Joanne, thank you so much. Cards are a new thing to me. This is something that I'm just giving a try this year, which is why I made my first card with Jess on the phone so she could deal with me having mild anxiety attacks the entire time. But cards are something that I'm attempting this year for the first time ever. And I actually made that card live on Instagram last week. I was just like home, bored, and just generally over life. And so I made a Christmas card. So if you're interested in that particular card, I made it live. So you can actually go watch it. I saved it to IGTV. So you can actually go watch me make it if you're interested. Only if you're interested. There were a few meltdowns during that video. I mean, what is a Tashi live scrap if I don't have at least one meltdown? I don't know. Doesn't sound like a good time if I don't have at least one meltdown. So there were a few meltdowns because things just weren't going well. But I still got a card, so I'm going to call that a win. All right. Just inking up all of these numbers. Getting ink all over my fingers. You know what? I watch Heba stamp live every single week, and she never has ink on her fingers. Ever. Like, never has ink on her fingers. I have been stamping for 5 minutes, and I have all 4 colors on my fingers. Like, it's not even like I have one color on my fingers. I have all 4 colors. And I think it's very unfair that Heba is so good at everything she does, and I still can't stamp without getting covered in ink. I'm just putting that out into the atmosphere that I think it's unfair. Just saying. I'm just saying. All right. So that was the first layer, which actually doesn't look so bad. So we're going to go for another layer. Pam, I have oh, look at that. Look at that red right on that 4. Pam, I have a lot of respect for card makers. I watch card makers, but what the devil? I just can't do this today. I watch card makers. This is the first year that I'm making cards. So there goes that. But I watch card makers, and I was right to have a lot of respect for them, because it takes real discipline to be a card maker. I'm not tidy. If you guys can't tell from watching me get ink on all 5 fingers and probably all 10 toes by the time I'm done, I'm not tidy. And so cards are hard for me. Oh, hey Laura Lee, welcome. What's up? Heba does have superpowers, and she is excellent at everything. And I think it's unfair. I'm just going to say. I think it's unfair. Oh, also, you guys want to laugh. So Crystal and I both got our hoodies, our Stamp Addict hoodies on the same day, right? So I was like, Crystal, do you want to wear your hoodie to the prep party? We ran Allie's prep party this year. And I was like, Crystal, do you want to wear your Stamp Addict hoodie to the prep party since we both have it? And a bunch of people thought it was Scrappy Sister merchandise because we were matching. And I was like, oh, no, this is not ours. This design 100% belongs to one of our really good friends. And we just figured since we both had them, we would wear them. But this is not our design. We don't have merch. We don't have merch yet. We're not cool enough for merch yet. So we don't have merch yet. But yes, people loved the shirt so much. So have a good, I really like the design. Also, I know Elizabeth did that, so props to Elizabeth for that super good design. And one of these days when Crystal and I are cool enough for merch, we will do something cool. But today's not that day. All right, good. So those look great. Just going to clean the extra ink off. And then we'll stamp the 12. And then you guys do it. You think I should do the outline 2, 10, and 8? What number should I do the outline on? Because you guys helped me do the outlines for the last one. So which outlines? Heba, you don't have to thank me for wearing it. I bought it because I wanted to wear it. I wore it to work today, by the way. I wore it to work today. And I'm probably going to wear it at least one more time before I put it to the wash. I really like it. It's really comfy. The company that you use did a really good job. With the hoodies that they actually use. They're really nice. Yes, Heidi, I did say not cool enough for merch yet. We will eventually get merch, but Crystal and I are not cool enough for merch yet, so we're holding off. We're focusing on the podcast. But do I want to get something that says the Scrappy Sisters on it so I can wear it everywhere? You better believe it. Guys, I did a terrible job with laying out these numbers because I wanted to put a green T again. And now I can't do the green T because it's going to be directly under the green T before. So I'm probably going to have to go with the red. Because I did a terrible job laying out these numbers. I didn't think this through. And there's a lot of red on the other side. So I was hoping to put more green on this side, but it's just not going to work. So we're going to go with the red again. Come off. There we go. So we're just going to go with the red, which means all my stamps are going to be stained red by the time I'm done. All right. This is actually going really fast. I thought this was going to take a lot longer than it is. And this is going by really quickly. Even with my grungy stamping, I kind of like the grungy stamping. I think the grungy stamping gives it character. These are the lies I tell myself so I can sleep at night. Because my stamping's terrible. Also, this is why I'm doing die cut sentiments for all my cards, because stamping is beyond me. There we go. So that's the 2. I'm going to quickly clean this down. All right. You guys want me to do 10 and 12, and I don't like the idea of that because that means I got to stamp that 1 more than once. I'm leaning towards 6, 4, and 12 because then I don't have to stamp more than 1. But you know, every red ink I have stains my stamps. It's not just the Catherine Pooler inks. Every red ink I have stains my stamps. And they work fine. It's not like the stamps get stained and they don't work anymore. They work just fine. It's just for some reason, red ink does not want to come off. Every single red ink I've used. I have the Concord and Ninth red inks. Even the Close to My Heart red ink stain, they just all stain. It doesn't bother me when they stain though. Like that's not something, I don't know. It's not something that grinds my gears because they clean fine. And even though they stain, if it cleans fine, I don't care. All right. So what did I say? I said 6, 4, and 12. 6, 4, and 12. That's what I said. All right. So let's do that 6, 4. Now, if you were braver than me, you could totally stamp then die cut. But the problem I was having with the stamping and then the die cutting is that I just wouldn't know where to put my numbers, so that they were over a door. And I could have totally, like, I would have had to trace where the dies go. I would have had to trace where the dies go, and that was just more than I wanted to do. So I cut, then stamped, which, again, the stamps are interrupted where the cut lines are, and that might be something that freaks some people out, but I like the texture. I like grunge in my album. I like grunge, and that's a personal choice, 100% a personal choice. I like grunge. I don't like things that are too tidy. So we're definitely getting the grunge factor here. I think it looks kind of distressed and kind of lived in. Again, which are all personal preferences. Like, some people like clean and simple, and I like grunge. I like them a little grungy. You couldn't tell by the state of my Misty. I have to get, stamp cleaner and clean my Misty door, because there's so much, archival ink all over my Misty door, and I just gotta get stamp cleaner and clean it. Alright. There we go. That looks pretty good. All right. So this is going to be for day 12, documenting my holiday playlist. I know Pennants is releasing a new Christmas album this Friday. So inevitably, something from the new Pennants Christmas album will go on my holiday playlist. I like that my holiday playlist, we talked about repeat stories during the prep party. And I like that my holiday playlist is a really good way to look at what I was interested in this year. So some of the songs are the same. Some are different. There are some repeats every year. There's something new every year. And I really like that. Okay. All right. Oh, nail polish remover cleans archival ink. I didn't know that. Thank you. Okay, good. I have plenty of that. My Misty door is horrifying. Oh, see? So many people use nail polish cleaner. All right. I didn't know that. My Misty door is gross. It needs to be dealt with. Okay. Putting all my stamps away. Hep, are you proud of me for putting all my stamps away? Oh, no, Pam, this doesn't smell like anything. I'm not sure if you were there for the live when we were talking about how bad StazOn smells, and people were talking about huffing StazOn. Mary Ivy, I'm not cleaning my stamps. I'm cleaning my Misty door. So I don't know if I would clean my stamps with nail polish remover. That sounds a little risky. I just want to clean my Misty door. So that'll work fine. Pam, we had a whole chat about people who were huffing StazOn. And I had to give a disclaimer that I don't recommend you go and huff StazOn, because I felt like people were literally smelling StazOn because we were talking about it in the chat. Yeah, so Heba's saying not to clean your stamps with nail polish remover, to clean your stamp blocks and your Misty door. There we go. So let's just get so this is what the page is going to look like in the book. And I think that looks super cool. Essie, no more huffing the StazOn. We're not talking about it anymore. It's bad for you. And then pretty much what this will happen is later I'll go in and I'll score the doors, because the doors come with a score line. So I'll just go in and score the doors on the score line. And then during the month when I'm ready to document the holiday playlist, I'll just measure the doors, print photos that fit behind the doors, attach them into the book, and then that's how the page will work. And it's a really easy interactive page that doesn't take a lot of work. Like, I like easy interactivity. Doesn't take a lot of work. Literally, what did we do? We did some die cutting. We did some stamping. And that's it. And even if you're not doing December daily, this is a really easy way to document like numbers or something. Like some things that if you're doing a countdown page, like this doesn't have to be a December project. If you're doing a countdown page, or if you want to just like hide little photos of the people in your family, I loved it so much. I think that looks super good. All right, I'm really happy with that. It looks like a little advent calendar. That's what it looks like. It looks like a little Christo. What's up, Scrappy sis? Okay, my Scrappy sister's in the house. I love it. Yes, so Tori, that is exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to put album covers behind the doors. But there we go. So project number 1, done. And I got to do it with you guys, which is a lot more fun than doing it alone. All right, so I said this was the last tidy thing that we were doing. So I'm glad you guys got to enjoy tidy, Tashi, because from here we're about to raise a ruckus. So let's put this away. So my other project idea for day 5, I always do a gratitude list. And my gratitude lists are getting more and more ridiculous every year. Actually, Crystal and I were talking about this last night, like that need to top yourself, which is not a thing. Like, topping yourself is not a thing. If it's a thing, it's because we make it a thing, but Crystal and I both feel the need to top ourselves. So, I'm about to be ridiculous. I'm literally about to be ridiculous. Okay, oh yes. Yeah, so Crystal, it's for day 12. It's for my holiday playlist. All right, so I have a scoreboard, and I'm gonna make a little mini album to hold my gratitude list. These are cut my fingers are covered in ink. This is horrible. These are cut 3.5 wide. So that's what these are. Yeah, so Heidi, it would be perfect for an Advent page if you want to document Advent. I don't know if Joshua and I are doing Advent calendars this year. So if we do, we'll find some other way to document it. But if you wanted to do Advent and document some things that you got in your Advent calendar, that would be a perfect way to do it. So I have, again, these are 3.5 by 12 strips. And I'm scoring it at 3.5, 7, and 10.5. And I don't remember, I did math like before the live started, which is not my strong point. But I did some math because I needed to know how many of these I needed. And I think I have too many. We're going to make a mini album. It's going to be great. You guys are going to see. It's going to be great. So what I'm going to do, Janelle, I use the die. I actually did not use a cut file. I've done it with a cut file, but this year I have some dies from Hero Arts, so I use the die. So yeah, if you wanted to do it with a cut file, you could just make your own cut file. I've made my own cut file also. All you need to do is just make rectangles, and then take off the top line with the eraser tool. But I used some dies that are linked in the description box. They're Hero Arts window dies. That's what I did. I didn't use a cut file. Sorry. But again, if you wanted to do it with the cut file, all you would have to do is draw some different size rectangles and erase the... Joshua. I did it in 2018 with a cut file, and with the cut file I made myself. I would show it to you guys, but my album's not near me. But yeah, literally all you do, you draw some rectangles in Silhouette Studio or whatever your cutting machine program is. Just start with a 6x8 canvas so they fit on the canvas, and then draw different size rectangles. And then using the eraser tool, you just go in and erase the top line. Or whatever line you want it to flip. So erase a top line, erase a side line, and that way it's just the other 3 lines, and that will cut a door for you. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. All right, so I needed a piece of paper that was 42 inches long. So I cut 4 strips of paper and scored them at 3.5, at 7, and at 10. And I'm overlapping like the extra 2 inches, and that gives me a piece of paper that is ridiculously long. And we're gonna make a little book. So to do this, it's really easy. You just adhere. All right, so this is going to be the cover of our book. Where's the cover? All right, we're just going to go for it. I want to adhere it on the textured side. So I'm going to put some adhesive on the textured side because I want to work on the smooth side. So every other, I'm going to adhere shut. And then that leaves a little pocket at the top. That's what we're doing. We're making pockets to work at the top. So every other, we're going to adhere shut. And I hope this makes sense. I'm literally just making a really quick mini album. That's what I'm doing. And it helps to have a scoreboard because then I can make sure that every page is the same. So every other, I'm just putting adhesive on the bottom and one of the edges. Not where the fold line is. You don't want it to go where the fold line is because the fold line is protecting your pocket. And so just following the score lines. And the goal of this is to make 5 little pockets. When we're done, we're going to have 5 little pockets. And the way you design this, I guess measure it, is you just make it however tall you want your final result to be. So you make it however tall you want your final result to be. And then depending on how many stories you want to fit, this is going to be my day 5 story. So I need it to hold 5 bits of journaling because this is my day 5 story. So I just did 12 times 3.5 because that's how wide I want it to be. So 12 times 3.5, that gave me 42. And then 3.5 inches tall. It was really hard to do math and explain that. All right, and now I'm just going to take off this. Ooh, maybe I'll keep this on and use that as like a belly band to hold it closed. Oh, I like that so much. All right, I'm going to leave it on. I was going to take this little extra bit off, but I'm going to leave it on and use it as a belly band to hold the book closed. So I'm going to score it again. Here we go, score here. Okay. So there we go. So we're going to do that. We're going to fold it like this. And there we go. This is going to be how the book stays closed once I put everything in it. All right. I hope I explained this okay because I was doing a bunch of stuff. But pretty much now I have a book that's going to hold 5 gratitude story tags. So they're going to go in just like this. They should hold 3x4 because there we go. So they're going to hold 3x4 cards. They're going to hold 3x4 cards when the month comes in. And I'll put a photo on one side and the journaling about what I'm grateful for on the other side. That's what these are going to do. That's what they're going to do. So that's the plan. And then I'll just do some sort of closure. I have Velcro dots, Liana, and that's actually what I was thinking about putting on the back of it is Velcro dots. I just have to decorate it first before I figure out how I want to close it, but I'm actually thinking about, I was actually going to use a Velcro dot on the back of it to keep it closed. Now, this is going to be the base of my gratitude story. So I made, yes, 5. I just wanted to make sure I did my math right. And then I cut a bunch of little 3x3 cards that I'm going to use to decorate like the inside of the book so it's not plain as you turn the page. Now I'm not going to embellish all of them because that's going to take forever and no one has time. But I did pull out some stencils and I'm going to do 3 of them. And then I'll do the rest of them. I'll do the rest of them after the fact. But yeah, I do have Velcro dots and that's probably what I'm going to do. So you know what this means, guys, right? You guys know what this means. You guys know what's coming. We're ink blending. Of course we are. We're ink blending. Because I can't get through a whole live without ink blending at least once. So I'm going to just take these stencils. Lisa, you keep that negative energy to yourself. I'm not going to be a 3-album girl. That would never happen. I mean, it actually could happen. Stranger things have happened. I cannot have 3 albums for 2020. That's wild. My albums do work out because my pages are a mix of super dimensional, but then not dimensional. Like for every page that I make that has like 18 layers on it, there's a page I make that's just a full page photo and some words. And I think that's my favorite part of December Daily is that mix of really fun, playful pages, and then like normal stuff. So I think I'll be okay, but I hope I don't need 3 albums because that would be wild. And I don't think my husband would tolerate that. He would just be like, Tashiana, you are cut off from December Daily forever until you can figure out how to fit it in one album. So no, hopefully this won't be a 3 album year. I don't think it'll be a 3 album year. But I will say, you guys keep those 3 album energy to yourself. Keep it to yourself. Essie, stop sending that energy my way. No 3 albums. Joshua, they're bothering me. They're gonna get in trouble. I'm gonna fall trying to like rescue Distress Oxide inks. I could ask for help, but that would require foresight. So instead, I'd rather just fall off my chair trying to grab ink colors. All right, I'm gonna do a red one, a green one, and a gray one. Falafel, help me. Can I have pumice stone? Can you find me pumice stone? All right, we're gonna get Joshua to help me because I'm gonna fall off of my desk. I'm literally gonna fall off my chair. No, Essie, I'm not getting a 3rd album. Thank you. We're not doing 3 albums this year. I can fit it in 2 albums. Like I can legit do that. I can fit it in 2 albums. I just need to not do all the things, which is it's totally possible to not do all the things, you guys. And Crystal and I, okay. I didn't clean this stencil the last time I used it, and there is still ink on it. So there goes that. Whatever. We're getting real grungy today, because there's still ink on that. Now, you guys, I know these Altenew ink blending tools are sold out. I'm very sorry. They are my favorite thing, so I am going to keep using them. But I am very sorry that they're sold out and you guys can't get them. Because they're the perfect thing. Okay, there we go. So, popped some red ink. Oh, I did a terrible job on that. Because I moved my stencil. We're going to do that again. So, I did a terrible job. Just going to do that one again. I ruined it. I moved my stencil too late. Also, I don't like... Never mind. I'm learning as I do this. I have to move the stencil up. No, yeah, you guys, I'm not getting 3 albums. That will never happen. Never, ever happen. The first year I get 3 albums, every year becomes a 3 album year. And then where am I going to put them? I live in a tiny apartment in Brooklyn. Where am I putting 3 albums every year? Nowhere. So no, we're going to get, I moved my stencil. Why do I keep moving my stencils tonight? Because I'm flustered about this 3 album solution that you guys are offering. And I'll keep moving my stencils. All right, there we go. Okay, good. Let's get that off. Okay, so I moved my stencil and it smudged a tiny bit, but it didn't smudge. It's not so terrible that I can't use it. So that's the red one. And I have some stamps, so I'm going to let those dry, and I'm going to do some stamping on top of it. And then that is pretty much that for this project, and I'll fill in the other empty spaces like some other night. I think that's what I'm going to do is like every night that I'm bored, I'm just going to pick up this little album and add another page to it. So that by the time December rolls around, all 12 pages are decorated. Because it's going to take 12 pages to decorate. And I might just take some like some 3x4 cards from Allie and cut some cards down. Crystal, do you hear me? I might be cutting down some cards. I hope you're listening, Crystal. I can't, so Joanne, I've seen people talk about pixie spray, but everybody recommends that you do it in a well-ventilated area. And again, tiny apartment and there's only one window in our living room. So I'm wary of using pixie spray or hairspray. You guys, I have a whole tool. I do know how to do this. I have a whole tool devoted to stenciling. I'm just being lazy. That's why it's moving. Like I have a whole tool designed just for stenciling so that my stencils don't move. These are just tiny little projects and I don't want to pull out a bunch of stuff. But yeah, I have the Wendy Vecchi Make Art Station. So that's typically what I would use if I was doing this properly. I'm just doing this really quickly and really grungy so I can get it done. But that's what I would use. But I'm just, again, being very bad. And that's why things are... This is what happens when you're lazy. I'm being lazy and not using the supplies that I have. But no, I was really interested in pixie spray. The reason I don't have it is, like I said, we don't... everybody recommends you use it in a well-ventilated area. And I'm scrapbooking in our tiny living room. And I'm just... My husband's also asthmatic. And I'm concerned about anything that has like a fume thing in our living room. So pixie spray won't be like something I use until we have like space. I don't like this gray. Never mind. I'm going to do it again, but with a different color because I don't like that gray. I might go with like blue. I don't think I like the way that gray looks. I am not moving upstate, Kelly. Never. My mother-in-law might love that, but I am not going. I'm too much of a city girl to ever consider moving upstate. Joshua and I are planning our escape from New York City real soon. It just might take another year. And the first thing we do when we like buy our home is I'm building a scrap room. Like even before we like do anything realistically, the first thing we're doing is I'm building a scrap room. All right, I'm going to try this gray again, but I think I'm going to go in with a lighter hand. So I think I went in a little bit too heavy-handed the first time and I did not like how it came out. So we're just going to go in a little bit lighter. Okay, so I like that so much with the lighter gray. There we go. Also, Essie says the cats wouldn't like the pixie spray either. That's interesting. That makes sense. All right, we're going to throw these off to the side and then do some stamping on top of this. So I was born and raised in New York. New York City is the only home I know. So when it is time to get out of here, it's going to be terrifying because I've never lived anywhere else. Joshua's from upstate New York, and then he moved down here because he loves me. And so he moved here, and we got married. So when we leave, it's going to be interesting. Essie, I'm not going to Australia because everything that's ever like all the deadly animals live there. And that wouldn't be the move either. I actually would move to Canada, Tori. You're like winning. In terms of the competition to convince me to leave New York, you guys are winning. It's too blasted hot in Australia. I would never. It's too hot. My favorite part about living in New York City is that we get all 4 seasons. So I would have to go somewhere where I get all 4 seasons. And it doesn't sound like you guys get all 4 seasons in Australia. All right, so that is that. Where are my stamps? I have some stamps from Carrie Bradford. Oh God, I'm literally throwing everything on the floor. I have some stamps from Carrie Bradford. And I'm just going to stamp some sentiments on these cards. And that's going to finish it up. Yeah, April, I saw a video of somebody trying to kill a spider with a broom. And the spider was bigger than the broom. And see, that was enough to convince me to never go there. So, just saying. When spiders are bigger than brooms, I'm not going. Joshua, everyone's trying to convince me to move to their town, and I love it so much. All right, so we're going to stamp these 3 trees on the card that has the trees. We're going to stamp 3 trees on that card that has the trees. Now, I'm probably going to regret this, but I'm going to hand stamp this. Also, I just put my stamps on the block backwards. So, great. That's what's going on right now. I can't even, like, actually use an acrylic stamp. Like, what is going on? So I put all my stamps down backwards. But this stamp's from Carrie Bradford. It's called... I don't know. It's called basically Christmas. And it had like these tiny trees. So Carrie's Christmas stamps this year are wild. They're just beautiful things. They're amazing. This is actually a stamp from last year though. This is why I use my Misty, because I'm trying to hand stamp this and I don't think it's going to work. And I should have just used my Misty. Yeah. All right. So the plan is to stamp this and then leave myself room for a little sentiment to add some like chipboard or something in the also, so you guys, since we're competing for where Tashi goes, wherever we end up has to have a CRNA school. And that actually limits a lot of our options because there aren't a lot of CRNA programs everywhere. So wherever I go has to have CRNA school. And that is going to limit a lot of the places on your list. There aren't that many CRNA programs in America left. So there we go. So now talk amongst yourselves and come up with a new recommendation. There are CRNA programs in Pennsylvania. There are CRNA programs I was looking at in Texas. I don't think there are any CRNA programs in Delaware or Boston. And I did pull out my Stamper Secret Weapon, you guys, which I know has been discontinued, but it's still my favorite thing. So I use it as much as possible. Now I'm hand stamping this, and I'm hoping that I don't regret it. Look at those trees! Shut up! Look at those trees. Oh, those are so good. Okay. Those worked out so well. I was terrified that hand stamping this would be a bad idea, but it worked. So, it worked. Yay. Yay. All right. So, you know, this is the best live ever because now everyone's going to go do research and figure out where CRNA programs are for me and just be like, Tashi, I found a CRNA program for you. And I'm just going to be like, you guys are the realest MVPs. All right. I'm going to leave space for sentiment, and I'm going to keep going. Oh, you know what? I might finish these later because I want to do my last project, and I think I'm going to spend a lot of time. Messing with this if I don't put it off. So anyways, this is how I'm going to finish the cards. I'm going to go in and stamp something on these and then adhere it to my little book. And when day 5 rolls around in December, you'll actually see how I finished that page. That's what I'll do. But I do want to make my last page, and I feel like I'm going to end up spending like a half hour just stamping things on this one if I don't get distracted. All right, so there we go. Let's just clean up my desk. Because this is the page I'm working on right now is the one I'm most excited for. Like when I was planning my live pages, it's the page I'm most excited for. All right, we're going to get inky. Where are my alcohol inks? So I have some graphics craft plastic. Oh, wait. Boston College has CRNA. That's interesting. I did not know that. All right, we're going to get inky, you guys. So I'm looking for, I need a few things, and then we're going to go back to causing a ruckus. UC, where is UC? University of what? What's UC? Joshua, this is the best live ever. Everyone's finding me CRNA programs. This is wonderful, you guys. You guys are the best. The only CRNA program in my... It was only a matter of time before I dropped something, right? The only CRNA program in my home state is at Columbia. So I don't want to stay where I only have one option. Which is why I'm like... That's why I need to look for more options. All right, we're going to make some alcohol ink trees with some triangles. So I'm just going to go through this and pull out some greens. I want to use moss and everglade. So let's pull out some greens. I want to use moss. And I want to use everglade. So moss and everglade. What other colors? Not maybe mojito, but really more meadow. Where's meadow? Meadow. And not botanical. Lettuce? Citrus? Citrus. Tori, to answer your question, I use bundled sage, candied apple, and pumice stone. Those are the colors I use. Okay, so clearly Millie really wants me to go. Millie, do you even live in Wisconsin, or are you just batting for Wisconsin because you like that place? I didn't know you lived in Wisconsin. All right, you guys, I need a few things. The problem with doing multiple projects in one live is I can't have it all on my desk at the same time. So I'm constantly like switching gears in between projects. So just pulling out some stuff. We're going to play with alcohol inks. I had somebody ask me if I had a video for how to do alcohol inks. And I've used them on videos before, But we're actually going to do them live right now, which it's either the best plan or the worst plan I've ever had. Because I'm not Tim Holtz. Like, I'm not. I don't look like him. I'm not as talented as him. But we're going to play with alcohol inks live. So. All right, there we go. I'm going to take my watch off because I always make a mess when I do this. But the plan is to make some backgrounds and then cut some trees from them. So, when I'm using alcohol inks, the first thing I do is I put down a puddle of alcohol because I like to give my inks something to move onto. So I put down a puddle of alcohol. It's very hard to see this, but I put down a puddle of alcohol, and I'm just going to drop some ink into the puddle of alcohol I just put down. And then for this, you need some sort of movie tool. I like to use a hair dryer. And you want to make sure it's on low. This is Graphics Craft Plastic. You have to use something that is plastic. So you can do alcohol inks on vellum, but you can't do alcohol inks on like normal untreated cardstock. It has to be something that's treated. Now, I will answer questions if they come up. Otherwise, I will just be really focused on this. So if questions come up, let me know. But otherwise, I'm just really going to be focused on making backgrounds. So one of my favorite things about alcohol inks is they're so forgiving. So you can literally just play with them. Literally just play with them until you find you get a result you like. And so the first one I'm mixing moss and citrus. And we're gonna cut these out into little trees. That's the goal. And so I have alcohol, like 90-something percent, it's 91% alcohol in that little fine line bottle. And I'm literally just dropping alcohol onto the panel and blowing the inks around. The first time I saw someone do alcohol inks, I was like, this is literally the coolest thing I've ever seen. Because it's just, I don't know. There's something so, like, wild about them. Wild about them. And I think I just have to make two. If I make two of these backgrounds, then I'll have enough for what I want to do with them. So... And again, with alcohol inks, as long as you add alcohol, they'll keep moving. So I literally just keep adding alcohol as I want the colors to soften up. And if I see a harsh edge, add some alcohol. All right, there we go. And I'm just gonna quickly set that. All right, that's the first one. So, again, this probably looks wild, and you're like, I have no idea where this is going. I'm going to cut them into little triangles, and they're going to be little trees, and I think they're going to be really fun. So, I'm going to do one more background. But yeah, if anybody was asking, you have to use something that's treated. So, Yupo paper works really well for this. I just use the Graphics Craft Plastic because you can buy that in 12 by 12 sheets on Amazon, and it is cheaper than Yupo paper is. So, there we go. All right, we're going to do Everglades and Meadow for the next one, so we can have 2 different shades of green. Do they are they drying? Yeah, they dry really quickly. Also, I'm using a blow dryer. You can use you can use like a little alcohol ink blower. I like the blow dryer because that's how you get the waves. I'm not sure if you were watching how I was doing that, but the blow dryer is how you get that fun wave. You just want to make sure it's on low. This dryer is actually a hair dryer. It's like one of those brush dryers. I just took the brush attachment off of it. So my favorite thing to do is to start with like the colors on opposite ends, and then have them meet in the middle, and then just go back and add more ink if I need to. And alcohol inks are just really good for die cutting like things out of. I mean, I'm not like an artist. Like, I'm not making fine art paintings with these, but I do like to make fun backgrounds so then I can die cut things out of. But also, like, alcohol ink paintings are, like, totally a thing, and people do wild things with them. It's just, again, beyond my skill set. I'm not that talented. But I do like using them to die cut things, because I think you can do really fun things with a die cutting machine. I like watching people play with alcohol inks. I'm not sure if that's something that everyone's into, but I do like watching people play with alcohol inks. I think it's fun. I could watch people make like alcohol ink paintings for like hours. But again, I know it's not everybody's thing, so we're doing this really quickly. But I was on Pinterest looking for triangle ideas. And I saw this thing that was just layered triangles, and they looked like trees. And I was like, oh, that would be awesome. So I'm going to attempt that effect. But I needed alcohol inks backgrounds to do it. So that's what we're doing. We're almost done here. If I'm boring you. I hope I'm not boring anybody. But if I am, we're almost done here. All right. There we go. Just going to quickly set that. There we go. That's it. So some notes for alcohol inks. You do need to have 91% alcohol or higher. It does not work if you don't have, like, 70% isopropyl is not going to work. Also, work on a surface that you can clean. I'm working on my Tim Holtz Media Mat, so I can quickly clean this up with hand sanitizer or with just rubbing alcohol, which is what I'm going to do. I'm just going to cover my mat with alcohol and pick up whatever ink is still on it. But you definitely don't want to get this on your, like... So people who use straws are braver than I am, because those are fumes that I do not want anywhere near my lungs. And if you're using the straws, you have to make sure to not inhale before doing it. And that just seems like playing with fire. So I just got a hair dryer off of Amazon and took the brush attachment off of it, and it works. All right. Just getting all this extra green off of my mat. And there we go. So here are my panels. And I'm going to pull out my notebook. You guys do not laugh at my sketch, because my sketches are crazy. But here's my sketch. So I need 5 triangles cut out of these panels. But I sketch out my ideas in this little book. This is a moleskin. I sketch out my ideas. And sometimes they work and sometimes they don't. I don't know if hand sanitizer would work, honestly. I don't know if it's strong enough so that the inks move. Because the thing is, if you don't use an alcohol that's like strong enough, then the inks don't move. They get stuck because of the resin in them. All right, I need 3.5 triangles times 2. I measured all of my dies earlier, so I could remember. And then I didn't label them. Like, I spent like literally half an hour planning this page. I measured all my dies, and didn't label any of them. So compressed air does work well, Liana, which is what this is for. This is a little compressed air gun. I find that I just get better movement if I use the hairdryer. But I've played with alcohol inks for some time before I figured out what works for me. And that's the thing about this, is it's whatever works for you. Alcohol inks is one, again, because it's so forgiving, there's no like wrong way to do it. It's such a forgiving medium. All right, so I need one of those. I need a 2-inch triangle. I need two 2-inch triangles. And this is bigger than 2 inches. 2 inch? Okay, we'll cut this one. Where do I want to cut it? And I made really big backgrounds so I can pick and choose where I put, like where I cut my dies from. That's why I made these huge panels. So I can choose what triangles I want to use so I can get the effect that I want. Oh, like a compressed air. Okay, I know what you're talking about. No, I haven't used that actually. That's really interesting. So I lost my cutting plates somewhere in the messes on my floor. All right, so a few notes. When die cutting Yupo paper, I'm going to protect my top plate because I don't know. I mean, err on the side of caution. If I'm cutting something and I don't know if it's going to transfer, I protect my top plate. So these dies are from Fun Stamper's Journey, and I got them on clearance. They are sold out on Fun Stamper's Journey, which is a Spellbinder site, but I linked some triangle dies from scrapbook.com. That is a similar, it's just they're just nested pennant dies. So any nested pennant dies are going to work. Again, these are just the ones I had in my stash. But any nested pennant dies would do the trick. All right, we're going to run these through one more time because I'm just a little concerned that these did not cut all the way through, which is why I taped them down in case I had to run them through more than once. Oh, that's such a good idea for snowflakes. Oh, Etienne, that's such a good idea. I might do that. Do some blue ones? That would be really pretty. Okay, so I'm going to do blue snowflakes. Tori, I like alcohol inks because I find them really soothing. If you are a perfectionist, you might not. Does that not look like a tiny little tree? Are you kidding? Shut up. If you're a perfectionist, you might not find them soothing, but I'm not a perfectionist. So I find, ooh, I gotta clean my dies when we're done. I find things like this soothing because I'm not a perfectionist. So I like the journey of getting to this place. Okay, we need to talk about these tiny trees. I'm so in love. They look so good. Okay. All right, so we're going to cut another set out of the other greens. So same thing. We're just going to cut some trees out of this. Oh, these are going to be great. These are going to be great. I can feel it. They're going to be wonderful. Okay, so I'm really glad that this idea is working because I had the idea and I was like, this is a stupid idea. This is not going to work, but I think it's going to work. All right. I think it might work. So yay for going with ideas. Liana, 100% agree with you. I didn't have much control to begin with. I'll be upfront. I didn't have much control to begin with. But alcohol inks are definitely one of those things that if you're going to attempt them, you got to let go of that thing and just go with the medium. I had, during like when I was home from work and I wasn't working, I was making an alcohol ink background every day. Like first thing in the morning, I would spend 10 minutes at my desk. I would just pick a color palette and I would make a background every day. I actually have some here. So like here's one I did with moss and monsoon. And here's one I did with like redwood. I don't remember what this red was. Coral maybe. I still have them on my desk. But yeah, I had a period where I was literally doing an alcohol ink background every single morning. Just to kind of, just as like creative meditation, not for any reason. Like I didn't plan on doing them. I just did them to do them. Okay, so there we go. So those are my trees, my green trees. And I think those look super fun. And we need one more thing before we can assemble this page. So one more thing to assemble. Alcohol inks are also a really affordable medium because they're not they aren't They like their ink. I'm stuttering. They're a really affordable medium because inks are like $3. So you don't need a lot. You don't need to invest a lot to get started, is what I mean. Because inks are $3. So you can start with like your favorite color palette. You can find them, Tori. I get all my inks at joggles.com. I'm pretty sure they ship internationally. So that's what that's going to look like. I think that's going to look super cool. So yeah, you can get them at joggles.com. That's where I get all my inks. They ship internationally, and they're always running a sale. So I would try there. All right. So I have some green cardstock, and I want to cut some nested triangles also out of this. So where are the same? How big does this need to be for this to work? Do I have a nested? Okay, so here's where we're going to figure out if these triangles are like nested triangles. So I want to see if these are nested. Does this fit in this? Oh, this one does fit in this one. Okay, so there we go. We're going to cut some triangles out of this. How wide does this have to be? Where's my ruler? I have 3 rulers on my desk, and I've lost all of them at this point. I'm literally just making a mess. Literally had 3 rulers on my desk. I've lost all 3 of them. I want to do some outline trees mixed in. So I have some Stamp Market cardstock. This is in the color Mossy. And this is how I store my cardstock. It's the same way Jennifer McGuire stores her cardstock. It's in like individual ticket folders, and then I labeled them. Because since I'm going to pretend to be a card maker, I might as well organize like one, right? So I'm going to pretend to be a card maker. Yeah, so it's Joggles, Joggles. That's where I get all of my mixed media supplies. One, because it's a small business, and it's really affordable. They have sales all the time. I get all my stuff from there. And that's how I built up as much of the, my mixed media hoard as I have. I mean, I do get sent a lot of stuff for being on design teams, but as far as mixed media goes, everything that I have is stuff that I bought. It's stuff that I liked and stuff that I wanted, so it's stuff that I invested in. And so I managed to have as much stuff as I have from slowly picking things up. Like, you don't need to buy everything all at once. You can slowly build your stash, which is what I highly recommend doing, is slowly building your stash. All right, I don't know if these dies are designed to be nested or not. We're going to experiment, and we're going to see if I can nest these, because I just want the outlines. I don't want the full triangle. I just want a frame. Like, I want a triangle frame. So we're going to see if we can nest these. We're experimenting right now. All right, there we go. Let's see. Cross your fingers, you guys, that I can nest these. I will say, having my Gemini Junior on my desk is the best thing in the whole world. It is. Oh, I can nest them. There we go. So see, those are some nested. Those are going to be like little outlines that I lay over top my alcohol ink trees. So these are all the pieces that I need for this project. So from here, we're just going to start building from here. I did so much die cutting today. I don't know if I've ever done this much die cutting on a live. And my Gemini is just trucking along. So what do you need to get started with alcohol inks? So you need, I would recommend you get blending solution. So alcohol blending solution. You obviously need alcohol, 90% or higher. So I get my alcohol on Amazon. But it has to be 90% or higher. You need some sort of surface to work on. So I recommend glass media mats because they clean the best. But any sort of surface. The paper I use is Graphics Craft Plastic, which you can get on Joggles. I linked it in the description box. That's the paper I use. You can get it on Joggles. But you can also use Yupo paper. So you can blend on Yupo paper. You can blend on vellum. As far as colors go, It depends. So quick alcohol ink side hustle, guys, and then we'll keep going. As far as colors go, it depends on what your favorite color palette is. So I started with like 10 inks. I now have almost 70. I want to say almost 70. The newer release that just came out this year are the brighter colors. I will tell you here, I'll just quickly show you my swatch ring and then we'll keep going. So here's just quickly going through my swatch ring. Coral is one of my favorites. I like the pastel, so salmon's one of my favorites, so is peach Bellini. And then I have Dijon, butterscotch, lemonade, dandelion. The greens and the blues are going to be my favorites. So I'm just going to say greens and blues are my favorites. So citrus, lettuce, meadow is stunning. I hope that the lights aren't washing this out and you can actually see this. Meadow is stunning. Pistachio, botanical, moss, everglade, cloudy blue, aqua, pool, laguna. Oh my god, we're getting to my favorite colors. The blues are my favorites. Mermaid, stream, aquamarine. This is stonewashed, glacier, monsoon, cobalt, cool Perry, indigo, amethyst, eggplant, boysenberry, vineyard, who knows, wild plum, pink sherbet, shell pink, gumball, fiesta, slate. Slate is stunning. Highly recommend you pick up slate. Mushroom, sepia, and pitch black. That's my color palette. There are colors that I'm missing, but I feel like I have enough right now to have a fully fleshed out palette for whatever I want to do. Tori, afterwards, if there's a particular color that you think you might be interested in, send me a DM and maybe you and I can send you individual swatches, but that's just a quick peek at my swatch ring. All right, so from here, we're going to build this thing. Monsoon is one of my favorites. Melissa, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's just your favorite scrapbooking enabler working overtime. I can't help myself. All right. So let's build. So, it's the big trees first. So I had the big trees like that, I guess. Big trees first. And then a small tree here. And a small tree back there. And then a little tree. Oh, that tree's sideways. Come here, tree. And then a little tree here. And maybe a little tree back here, I think. And then a big outline tree here. And a big outline tree, I think, back here somewhere. All right, you guys. So look at that. Man. So the papers are shiny. Their papers are plastic, so they are reflective. And then they are extra reflective because my lights are on them. I think, that looks so good. That worked out exactly the way I wanted it to. So I'm going to take a picture of it because I will never be able to do that again. So I'm going to take a picture of it. And then we're going to actually stick this down. But this is what where's my tape? And again, remember I was talking about how my approach to foundation pages is all the crafty stuff that I don't want to do in the middle of the month. I am not sitting down and doing this on December 15th or whatever day this is going. I'm not going to sit down in the middle of the month and do this. This takes so long. But in November, when I have a bunch of downtime, this is what I'm doing. So when we talk about my approach to foundation pages, this is my approach to foundation pages. This is the stuff I'm doing. The stuff that's going to take me an hour in the middle of December, I'm doing it right now. So you guys, when I was making those alcohol ink backgrounds, you were like, Tashi's just looking crazy again. This is just like that time I made the trees and you guys were like, Tashiana's losing her mind, and then I made the trees and you were like, this is stunning. This is what happens. This is okay. So now, if you guys have alcohol inks and triangle dies, this is great. So please do it. Tashi made you do it. All right. I actually talked to Crystal about this idea this morning, and I was like, Crystal, I have this idea, and I'm gonna try it, and it's probably gonna be nuts. And it looks okay. I'm kind of pleased. This looks pretty good. All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick this down. Now, in the middle of the month, I can put, oh, thanks, Drew. That's super kind of you. Thank you. In the middle of the month, I can put like a number underneath the line of layered trees. Dang it, Tori, you're so smart. You know what? And I have press and seal. I should have thought about that. I have Glad press and seal just for moments like this when I make things and I don't want to pick it all up. I should have used press and seal. But you guys, I don't want you to think that I'm sending you all out to buy alcohol inks. I promise you I'm not doing that. I promise you I'm not trying to convince you all that you need alcohol inks. But part of why I do these lives is to show you how you can use products that you might not have thought about using in non-traditional ways, I think. That's part of the reason why I do these lives. So, maybe you have alcohol inks and you're like, how am I supposed to use it in scrapbooking? Or maybe you've been looking at alcohol inks and you're like, Tori said too late. That's don't make me laugh, Tori. Yes, I promise you I don't do these to try to convince you to buy products. I don't. That's not my mission in life, is not to convince you that you need products. I just like challenge. Well, one, I like challenging myself. So I'm challenging myself every time I show up for things like this. But also I'm challenging you guys. Like, try something new. That's why I made Crystal do ink blending and mixed media and all that other stuff during that live video. I would not make her do alcohol inks. Like, that would be mean, especially for someone who's never like done it before. But you guys saw it's not hard to do. You just need a little patience and a little flexibility. That's all you need, is a little flexibility. So if you're one of those really rigid scrapbookers, alcohol inks is gonna really challenge that. I thought I used a T-square. How are these not straight with a? I give up on life. Honestly, with the T-square, these are still not straight. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I give up. And I'm also following closely along with the picture that I took because I really like the arrangement I did in the picture. I really like, Millie, I'm not lying. You behave yourself right this second. Uh-oh, I need that triangle. I need this triangle. Come back. What was I saying? Yeah, so alcohol inks are, Crystal, next time we are doing, okay, so you guys, I don't know how many of you came to prep party, but during prep party, Crystal and I did something that I thought was really fun, in that I made a project that I made her do, and she made a project that she made me do. So we were thinking about doing that on our YouTube channels, like taking turns. 1 week I make a project and I help her do it, and 1 week she makes a project and she helps me do it. So if that's something that you guys would enjoy watching, let me know. Well, let us know. And we would totally do it because we had a lot of fun doing it. It was a lot of fun doing it for us, and I hope it was a lot of fun for you guys to watch. So if that's something that you guys would enjoy seeing again, let me know. So there we go. This looks really modern. I'm actually kind of confused that this is something I made because it looks really modern, and normally what I make does not look very modern, but there we go. I guess that's what happens. Crystal did a great job. So here's the thing about Crystal and I, Mary Ivy. Crystal was internally screaming. I know she was internally screaming, and I was just externally manifesting all the things she was feeling. That's all that was. All the things that she was feeling that she was not sharing, I just manifested out loud. That's what that was. Because I'm sure she was freaking out the entire time. Also, she was thinking very hard. She was like, at one point I was like, Crystal, you're okay? Are you there? Are you there? Are you okay? She was thinking very hard. Sorry. Crystal, do it! Crystal, do it! Please do it! I'm sure you have stuff. And even if you don't have the alcohol inks, I can walk you through it. And you know I got you, girl. So please do it. All right, sorry. This is one of those things that I gotta like think about really hard while I do it. All right, there you go, guys. There's my tree page. Ah! Yes! Falafel, look at this. Yes, Joshua just gave me a thumbs up, you guys. Literally just gave me a thumbs up. So, yes, wonderful. Wonderful. All right, and then so the idea is in the month I can do two things. I can do some journaling on vellum and put it right here underneath the trees and then do like a full page photo on the side. I can put a number here and just leave a bunch of white space. I can do a die cut. Like, there are so many things I can do with this. You know what, Etienne? Isn't that wild that I made so much mess and I ended up with this really clean and graphic thing at the end? Like, that just makes me laugh so hard that I made a giant mess. And at the end, I got this really clean, graphic, modern-looking thing. It's wild to me. It's absolutely wild. All right, so I'm going to take a moment and just bask for a minute because I like it when a plan comes together. And I had no idea this was going to work as well as I wanted it to. So it worked out really well. And I was originally going to do ink smushing. And then I was like, no, actually alcohol inks might be a better look for this. And so I'm glad I went with the alcohol inks because I think it looks really good. You guys, that's all the project ideas I had. So maybe I'll work on my little mini book some more. I didn't want to run out of time with the mini book. Yeah, so Tori, that's what I'm leaning towards. I'm leaning towards doing some sort of... What's falling on me? I'm leaning towards doing some sort of like... I'm actually leaning towards making this a journaling page. I'm actually leaning towards making this a journaling page because I left myself... How much space? There's 3 inches of space across the bottom. I could totally do some journaling on vellum and attach it because I have 3 inches of space. That's more than enough space for a story. And then I could put a number on one of these trees. Like, I could put a number on one of the... You guys. All right. So here's a question. Do we add stars? Do we add stars? I have tiny star dies. I could put stars on the tree. Okay, so you guys let me know if you think I should add stars. I'm gonna wait. You guys tell me if you think I should add stars. The thing about there being a delay in the live is I ask you guys a question and then I just gotta wait for the comments to come in. But I could do gold foil stars on top of the trees. I just don't know if that would be overkill. Okay, everyone's saying yes to stars. Always stars. Okay, Falafel, my love. In that, in the organizer, there's a pack of nested star dies. Okay, everybody's saying yes to stars. Okay, so we're gonna try the stars. Because this page is not outrageous enough. No, in the back, in the very back. Like, yeah, there should be a pack of nested star dies that look like these triangles. It looks like this. Yep, it's that one. Can I have that? Oh, these are too big. All right, I got to see if I have small stars. You guys, these star dies might be too big. Never mind, I got you guys excited for nothing. My star dies are too big. Yeah, my stars are too big. Never mind. I thought I had smaller stars. I'll have to look later after the live and see if I have a small star die. Because I don't think I have stars. So, whatever. Well, if I have stars, I'll put stars on it. That's what I'll do. If I have stars, I'll put stars on it. But I don't have a small enough star die. All right. So, I got those 2 pages done. The problem with Chipboard Kelly is I don't have a star punch. I don't have a punch that's small enough. I don't want it to be huge. Like, I would prefer it to be like 2 or 3 centimeters. Little felt stars. So that would be good. I'm pretty sure I have a small star die. And if I have a small star die, then I will die cut some stuff. Well done. What about little gems? I have little gold gems. Did I get the star kit? I did get the star kit. Are there stars in the star kit? That would work. because I have these little glittery gems. And those could work. Like, those could be tree toppers. Turn around. I could do those as tree toppers. So I'll put some of these on the page, and then I will look at it, and we'll see. I don't know. So do the circles look weird, or should I just hold out for star? Come back. Do the circles look weird, or should I hold out for stars? That's the question. All right, so I have these little round things. So there's that. So I could do little round gems, which I'm actually not super mad about. I gotta say, I'm not mad about the gems. All right. I might be actually a fan of the gems. You guys, shut up with this page. All right, I'm not mad at the gems, I gotta say. Okay. Oh, you guys like the gems too. All right, so we're just gonna stick down gems. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go with gems. I'm so glad I thought about it. I think they're really graphic too, Mary. I think they look really modern, in a way that the stars wouldn't. I don't know. Something, I feel like the circles look really modern in a way that the stars wouldn't. So, I don't know. But I'm not going to glue them down just yet. I'm going to sleep on it. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to sleep on it because I know that I have the gems. So I'm going to sleep on it. And if I still like the gems, then I'll add them tomorrow. I don't like making like split-second decisions like this. So we'll see. I might sleep on it. I also have star brads somewhere. And I could do star brads. I have gold glittery stars. Joshua. Joshua's so sick of me, you guys. Can you get me my star brads? In the... Don't make that face at me, Falafel. Okay, in the front left. Joshua's so sick of me, you guys. I'm so sorry. In the front left side, there's... Do you know what brads are? They're little stars.
They're little boys.
They're little stars. Hold on. Josh was looking for my star brads while I try to... You see, he found them. Don't give me a hard time. Falafel's so sick of me, you guys. I feel so bad for him. All right. So here are the star brads that I have. So we could do star brads. It's hard to see. I hope the light isn't totally washing this out. So these are the star brads. I'm going to put a star brad on top of the tree so you guys can see what that looks like too. It's hard to tell because I think the light is really washing it out. I hope you guys can see. Actually, you know what? I might zoom in for a little bit just so you guys can see. Can I zoom in? Can I zoom in? Can I zoom in? This might be a bad idea. Nope. See, that's a bad idea. Trying to zoom in. All right, I zoomed in, but it screwed up the focus. So never mind, we're not doing that. I was trying to zoom in, but it screwed up the focus, so I'm not going to do that. But I do have star brads. I don't know. This is a really hard choice. This is a really hard choice to make. I don't know if I want to go with the star brads. I love how I made this whole page, and I'm going to like lose my mind over stars versus circles. I'm actually leaning towards the stars. We're going to go with the stars. We're gonna do the star brads. This is breaking my heart, you guys, because star brads are so hard for me to find at Michael's, and I'm gonna use 5 of them on one page, and this is literally breaking my heart into a million pieces. All right, we're gonna go star brads because I do like those. All right, I don't know. This is very hard. I think I'm gonna go with gems. I'm like indecisive. Etienne's comment is my favorite. She goes, I have a favorite, but it's not the brads, which is my way of just saying, go with the stars. I'm going to sleep on it, you guys. I'll sleep on it. Someone was asking about this tool. This is an embellishment. It's a rhinestone picker tool that I got on Amazon. It's like designed for doing nails. But whatever. That's what it is. It's designed for like picking up rhinestones. I like it because it's a little embellishment picker up, and it helps me with sticking down gems and stuff like that. You can get them from like Studio Katia on Simon Says Stamp. I just got mine like a knockoff on Amazon. All right. I'm going to sleep on it, and I'm going to decide what I want to do in December. I'm not even going to decide right now. I'm going to decide in December based on what I finish with the page. And when I finish the page, you guys will see what decisions I've made. But I think I'm going to, call the live, actually. I think I'm going to call it. I might, let me do a few more stamped pages for my little mini album, since I have 10 more minutes. And then we'll call this live complete. So I'm going to do a few more pages in this. But I wanted to stop and do that alcoholing page because I knew it was going to take a lot of time. And I didn't want to start it and then run out of time. So I figured I would do that and then come back to this. So we'll do this for like 10 more minutes. And then we'll call the live done. That's what we'll do. This was really productive. Hey, Alice! Hey, friend. How are you? Alice is another one of my Australian friends. I love when my friends from overseas join us. I know I have a lot of followers in Europe, but because I do my lives like really late, it's hard for them to find us. But I think my Australians really like this time. Alice, it must be... Essie, what time is it? Like, it must be super early for you guys. Like, what time is it over there? But thank you for joining us, Alice. It was good to see you. Alice is a super talented paper crafter. If you guys don't follow her, she does, like, ridiculous things with, like, Happy Mail and paper and, like, off-the-page crafting. And that is not one of my strong points. So I'm always, like, super impressed by everything she makes. Oh, okay. School pickup. That's cool. Well, good morning. I hope your kids have a great day at school. That makes sense. Because I was like, it must be super early in the morning for you guys. Oh, 1 p.m. Oh, it's not that early. Oh, okay. It's not that early. Never mind. I thought it was, like, super early in the morning. All right. So I'm stamping this sentiment that says there's no place like home for the holidays. One of my gratitude stories is always about home, so I feel comfortable stamping that. And then the way this is going to work is going to adhere this little tile into the little mini book. And I'm going to do this for every page. And that's how I'm going to finish this. And then when day 5 comes around and I'm ready to document my 5 gratitudes, then I will just slip them in. This is upside down. Okay, it was only a matter of time before I glued something in upside down. That's okay. I fixed it. I caught it and I fixed it. That was 100% upside down though. That was not fun. All right, let's put that back. Also, I think that's my favorite reason why I like the Kokuyo tape so much. Oh, Alice, I didn't realize you were in New Zealand. I'm so sorry. But this is the other reason I like that Kokuyo tape so much is that I can quickly pick things up before it like seals. I am still here. I go live from 7 to 9, so it is actually just about time for me to call it a night. I'm gonna fill in these 3 cards that I made, and then we're gonna call it a night. And then I actually have the rest of the week off. I don't know who that is, and I don't have the energy to go in and block people, so I'm just going to leave him there. But I'm pretty sure that's somebody who's trolling me, which is okay. Like, anybody's allowed to come to my live until they start being offensive, then they can stay. The belly band was supposed to be at the back. It was always going to be at the back. That's the way I wanted it, because I want to cover this page. And then I'm going to put a Velcro button back there. So, yeah, Lisa, I always wanted it to be at the back. I know you could put it at the front and do like a ribbon. But I wanted it to be in the back because I'm going to do some sort of like full page sentiment. I'm going to put a little spine on this to cover this page. So I'm going to put a spine on it. And then I'm going to fill in the other side of it. So yeah, Kay, I hope it's Kay because your name's planned with K, so I'm just assuming it's Kay. So I typically go live for 2 hours, and whatever chaos I get done in the 2 hours is what I do. My plans were to get those 2 pages done and to get a start on this little mini album. So it looks like I was pretty successful. That triangle page is sickening. Oh, Millie, thank you. I appreciate you. I don't know how they find me. Like, we're scrapbooking here and we're minding our business, and people just show up and just start trouble. I don't know why. It's just, as long as they're not bothering you guys. The second they start bothering you guys, that's when I get upset. Lisa, the final result is going to go, I do everyday process videos. So in December, this is going to be my day 5 story. So the final result is going to go up on day 5. So come back in December and you'll see how it looks finished up. That's when you'll see it. Oh, hey, Kay, thanks for joining us. I hope you followed Crystal as well. That's my partner in crime, so I hope you followed her as well. We're both going to have daily December daily videos. Daily December daily, that's a wild statement. We're both going to have daily process videos once the month starts. So, and Crystal is, she's shared her 2018 flip-through of her, she shared her flip-through of her 2018 album today. So I have to go back and watch it because I haven't seen it. After I finish the live, I'm going to... Oh, hey! Oh, hello from... Oh, God, it's Quebec, right? God, look at me being a real American. I hope it's Quebec. I took 4 years of French between high school and junior high school, and I don't think I learned a single thing. All right, there we go. So that's what that tile looks like. I really love how oh, look at that. I love how the snowflake stencils with the little Carrie Bradford snowflakes and the sentiment works. So I'm going to stick that one down right here. Where's my thing? And we're just going to finish that red card. And I'm going to call this live done. That was really productive for a 2-hour session. But again, this is my approach to foundation pages, you guys. This is 100% my approach. Oh, wait, are you talking about like Crystal Idunyate, which is my crystal? Are you in Michigan? If you're in Michigan, she might live right down the road from you. Carrie Bradford's stamp sets are my favorite. I am so lucky and so blessed to be on her design team. You guys have no idea how grateful I am because I am just so impressed and awed by everything she makes. So when she offered me a spot on her design team, I literally like almost pooped my pants. Like I was just, oh my God, look at you. Wait, what are you guys up to? Oh, thank you for both reporting him. I don't know where that guy came from and why he chose to show up here and bother us when we're not bothering anybody, but I don't understand trolls on the internet anyway. So I don't think I'll ever understand. I don't get what they get out of showing up and stalking people, but whatever. Yeah, you guys, if you haven't seen Crystal's SC. Essie sent us brunch money. Oh man. Wow. Essie, thank you. Thank you. That is super kind of you. Thank you. Man, I made it through the whole live without getting like choked up and then this happened. Thank you, Essie. I really appreciate that. Actually, we're gonna use it for birthday brunch, so thank you. That's super kind of you. I appreciate that. I'm actually, and I was telling Crystal this, I'm really looking forward to turning 30. 29 was a rough year. Like I was in my last year of nursing school. I got licensed, COVID, everything else. 29 was a rough year, and I'm really looking forward to 30. I'm in a much different place this year than I was last year. Like just in terms of like life and everything else. I'm in a much different place this year than I was last year. I'm in a different place mentally. I mean, Crystal and I have the thank you. Crystal and I have the podcast. We have the Scrappy Sisters. Like we're doing all these like crazy wild things. And so I look at like I get really reflective this time of year just because it's so close to my birthday. So I look at like how different my life is right now compared to the way it was 365 days ago. I have you guys in a way that I didn't have you guys last year. Like this community that we're building. I'm gonna get really emotional. I'm gonna get really emotional. I get really, really emotional around my birthday. But I'm just saying all that to say thank you. I wouldn't be, Precisely Tashi wouldn't be Precisely Tashi without the community. Like I would literally just be talking to myself forever. So I literally like I feel comfortable saying that Precisely Tashi wouldn't be Precisely Tashi without my community. It would literally just be me scrapbooking by myself and yelling at the internet. So yeah, you guys, thank you. Thank you for the most magical year. Thank you for showing up for me. Because I don't know if I'll like get a chance to say this before my actual birthday. But thank you for showing up for me every single day. Thank you for your support. I'm gonna get like really emotional. Thank you for your support. Thank you for all of the super encouraging DMs. The DMs mean a lot. So thank you for the super encouraging DMs. Thank you for believing in the Scrappy Sisters. I'm just so grateful for you guys. I'm just so grateful. It's been a year and it feels good to be on the other side of 29 and to be like in my 30s. I feel so much more secure now than I did at 29. I'm looking forward to my 30s. I have my career. I have my license. Like, things are good. So I'm really looking forward to Wednesday and to not being a 20-something anymore. Because being 20-something was awkward. I don't want to go back there. All right, so while I was, like, getting all super emotional and blabby, I did some more stamping. So I stamped a little mistletoe with a bow. And then I stamped the sentiment merriment commencing now underneath. And I'm going to stick that in to my little mini album. I'm sorry if I made anybody emotional. You guys, you have no idea how grateful I am for you guys. Literally, Crystal and I would just be screaming at each other and yelling into the void if it wasn't for you guys. Like, who would we be scrapping live with? Who would we be talking to? Who would we be showing up for? It's you guys. Like, if it wasn't for the community, people are still talking about, like, the prep day, and that only works because people showed up. Like, we can only do so much if people don't meet us halfway. So, wait, Alona, you and I have the same birthday. My birthday's the 11th, too. That's so wild. We have the same birthday. All right, so guys, so here's what this is going to look like. And I'm going to add a few more pages to it every day leading up to the day. I'm going to put a cover on it. I'm going to put some sort of spine, but I don't want to put the spine on it until I fill it up, just in case it gets really chunky once it's full. Once it's full, I'm going to put a spine on it. I'm going to figure out some way to close it. So come back December 5th to see how I finish up the book. Just come back and see how I finish up the book. But I put a few pages in it. So this is that like pine tree stencils we did with the stencils. Here's that snowflake pattern I did with the holly jolly every day. And then here is the mistletoe with the merriment commencing now. And then this is going to go on a tag in a pocket. That's the plan. So, all right, guys. So that was a very productive live. More productive than I've been. The avalanche on the floor is just the worst thing ever. I do not like it. But here we go. So here's all the things I made tonight. Not a bad start to my December Daily 2020 album. I'm really proud of it. We're gonna just, well, you guys will. I'll say goodbye. So let's go to my face. All right. So yes. So here are all the things I made. I had a really good time, you guys. I think this is really successful. Thanks for hanging out with me, as always. I am so grateful, again, so grateful to you because I would literally be screaming into the void without you. If I have time, maybe I'll go live again next week and do some more foundation pages. If not, eventually I'll do a flip through so you guys can see what I've done so far. So I'll do a flip through leading up to December so you guys can see what I've done so far. But I think this is a really good start. So, as always, thank you so much for hanging out with me. I am so grateful for every single minute you spend with me. And the first December Daily Roundtable comes out tomorrow. Well, it actually comes out at midnight tonight, so it comes out in a few hours. So tomorrow you'll be able to listen to our first December Daily Roundtable. Crystal and I are so excited for you guys to get your hands on it. Until then, thank you. Thank you. From the bottom of my distressed oxide loving heart, I love you guys. 2 pieces, and I'll see you around. Bye for now.